Alright, our next question. X Fighting Dreamers X. Started watching your videos, and I'm really glad I'm able to learn this way, right? All I've been hearing is that anime will not teach you how real people speak, so that's why I went and bought Rosetta Stone. And I was wondering where you kind of got the backbone for your Japanese, right? I was also wondering if I was going to learn Japanese from this and go to Japan, would the Japanese that I learned be socially acceptable, right? If I was going to learn from Naruto, right? Or would I sound like a cartoon? Yeah, that's kind of what happens, right? We got a lot of negativity around the cartoons, right? We got a lot of haters going on about people trying to get the weeaboos, right? And I've talked about this. Get them weeaboos, you gotta stop them because they're destroying the society. And you know, if you learn Japanese through anime, you're gonna sound like a cartoon, right? Isn't that funny? Wouldn't that be cool? To me, to sound like Family Guy. Alright, wouldn't that be good? I'd want it. That's funny. Alright, so first of all, I'll start with where did I get the backbone? This is your first question, right? Where did I get the backbone for my Japanese? Well, I got it from some cartoons. That's where I got it from. That's the original, if that's what you're referring to. The backbone, I'm assuming you mean the majority, right? So I watched a lot of anime back in the day, and that's how I learned Japanese, right? I went through courses. I went through the Rosetta Stone. I went through some Pimslers. I went through Genki textbooks. I did all that. But the majority of it was the anime, right? I talked to a lot of Japanese people. Too many Japanese people. Too many Japanese girls. Too many Japanese girlfriends. But the majority is from anime. Did get it. I watched a lot of dramas. I love variety television shows now. They're cool. But the big backbone, because I got a big one, is from anime. And lots of anime, right? I particularly I still watch. I don't watch too much, but I love One Piece. Still watch that every week. It's a good show, right? That's my biggest. I probably watched that show. The whole thing. There's like 800 episodes. I think I've watched it like 6 times every episode. That's pretty good, right? Anyway, he says, if I learn Japanese this way, would it be socially acceptable? Or will I sound like a cartoon? Alright, so first of all, this whole idea of social acceptable. You know, I think that you should sound the whatever the fuck way you want to sound like. Alright? I don't think you should be worried about being socially acceptable too much. Because a lot of people worry about this, right? Am I going to offend anybody? I'm a little too scared to talk to people. And I think this stops people from using the language that they've learned. From actually going out there and getting some Japanese practice. From talking to people. You know, you go to Japan, there's going to be Japanese people all around you. There's probably some at the supermarket, the Asian market you might go to. Maybe it's at the karate store you go to, but they don't talk because they're afraid of being socially acceptable. Alright? I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to be rude. Well, you know what? That's bullshit. Because you're a foreigner, no matter how you look at it. Alright? I haven't looked at you, but I'm assuming you don't look Japanese. Right? And if you don't look Japanese, it's alright. The Japanese are very, very, very cool with people learning their language and trying it out, right? So you don't have to worry about offending anybody, right? You probably will. How about you, let's just get out of the way. You're going to offend some people. I've offended many people in my life, in Japanese and in English. And that's just what happens, right? When you're dealing with people, you can't be perfect all the time. Doesn't mean you should actively offend people. No, no, no. But it does mean you shouldn't have to worry about it so much, right? Go out there and make friends. Try and do your best to help somebody, help society, and make someone have a good time and learn. Go out there. Forget about the social acceptable thing, right? And now the second part of your question, which is, am I going to sound like a cartoon? And I think this is your main question, right? Are you going to sound like a cartoon? How many cartoons did you watch when you were a kid? I know me, my dad didn't speak to me at all. He was just a quiet stone. What do you call that? Asshole? No, I'm kidding. But he didn't really talk very much. He was just I think he probably said one word to me. Go to school. I think that was it. And I didn't really talk a lot to my daddy. So a lot of my probably early learnings, English learning, was from TV. Most kids do. My sisters, my brothers, they all watching TV all day long. Lots and lots of that. And lots of the TV that they're watching is not ER. It's not Friends. It's not 24. These are just like really old shows I'm quoting. So how long I've been since I've watched TV. But I think it's SpongeBob. You know, I think it's Dora the Explorer. I think that's what they're watching. I think they're watching the Disney Channel. I think they're watching Aladdin. Maybe not, that's a little old. But you know what I'm talking about. I think they're watching a lot of cartoons. And last time I checked, you know, they don't sound like cartoons. Right? So this whole "you're gonna sound like a cartoon" thing is very, very inflated, right? Because there's a lot of hate to the weeaboos. They want to get them, and this is how they get them. All right, you don't learn Japanese from anime because you're gonna sound like a cartoon. They're gonna get you. So first of all, don't worry about it. You're gonna be fine. A lot of people watch cartoons. I have not sounded like a cartoon my whole life. One thing you do have to worry about, so if I balance the argument, let me balance the argument, right, is show only words, right? So if you're learning from One Piece, there's certain words that are probably not going to be the words you want to learn. Like the word pirate, right? You're going to learn it whether you like it or not, but it's not going to be the word you're going to use most of the time, right? You're not going to use pirates. You're probably not going to use the word fish man. I don't know. A lot of those things probably not going to be your big vocabulary, but everything else will be, right? Because like I've talked about before, anime is casual Japanese. There's formal Japanese and there's casual Japanese. There's two of them. Two big ones are very different. They're completely different. If you know casual, you can't speak formal. If you know formal, you can't speak casual. Very different. They're very connected. You can learn them easily the way they're supposed to be learned, right? You can't. It's very hard to learn formal and then casual afterward. That's not how people do it. I've never seen a child do that in Japan. But you can learn it from casual to formal, right? So you have to learn it the right way. But anyway, I'm getting off topic here, right? But anime uses casual. So you're gonna be learning the most high quality stuff, the stuff that you're gonna use to talk to your friends, your family, people you meet, anybody you wanna talk to most of the time, right? You're learning formal, the stuff that you use when you don't know somebody, and when you're talking to the president of a company or something like that, right? And again, they're very forgiving for foreigners, right? So there are certain words that you probably don't want to use to somebody you met for the first time, right? But, you know, maybe there's like a dozen of those. Be careful. That's it. Maybe the word "omae," that's you. Oi, omae. You probably wouldn't want to say that to somebody. Hey, you. You probably want to use a more polite way of saying their name. That's about it, man. You don't have to worry about it. Is there any other questions here? Nah, I think I got you. Don't worry about the cartoon sounding like. You're gonna be fine, man. You're gonna be fine. And yeah, maybe if you come out sounding like a cartoon, that'd be pretty funny, right? I'm gonna go watch me some Family Guy. You go watch yourself some Naruto, and let's try and sound like cartoons together. All right, I'm gonna see you later, man.